Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 11.3.5 and the Germany campaign. And where we left off, we were invading into the Middle East, and we are still holding our Middle East possessions. Now, we are sacrificing a fair amount of national unity for this, but that's not a concern as long as we can continue to kind of improve and build up. Now, we are wanting to take this area, as well as this area down here. We have puppeted Oman while I've been away, and I've been getting all of my forces ready for an invasion of the, what's the word I'm looking for? For an invasion of, of Norway. And we've got a few units that we're going to use to kind of screen, and then we've got some units that we're going to use to do the landings. Now, the hope will be that if we can land at Oslo and we can land at Bergen, we can easily kind of handle this operation in one fell sweep. Now, there is the option to launch Operation Visabon. And, yeah, we do have a little rebellion over here, which is kind of frustrating. It's already, the rebellion was able to defeat my security units that I sent against it, which, yeah, not happy about, to be honest, but oh well. Now, when we launch this invasion, immediately it's going to lead to some rather interesting events, because Denmark will lose a huge amount of national unity. And they have joined the Allies. And then the game plan will be to take our fighters, and we're going to do naval strike kind of across these areas here. Then we're going to take our marines, and we're going to land at Bergen. And we're going to take these guys, and we're going to land over there. Then we're going to take these individuals, and we're going to do an airborne assault into Oslo. In fact, we're not going to attack Oslo, sorry. We're going to attack with them into Bergen. And then we're going to land this Luft division at Kristiansand. Then we're going to support... we didn't have a commander. Not good. Well, we're going to support this over here. And hopefully we will easily push through against these Dane units. Right, we've got a landing going on here. Now the key thing will be to avoid the Brits. Okay, and you've not done the invasion quite as I wanted yet. Now these ones to the far north are the ones that are going to give us the most trouble. And we're going to take these guys over. Okay, so we've managed to win that battle. Good. Now we're going to support that East and Northern Sea movement. Okay, and we were able to land our units like we wanted. which is good. Now, the last kind of key movement will be to follow these guys in. And we're going to take one division there, and the others we're just going to land. Now, there was a Norwegian break there. Okay, perfect. So we got the landing done there. That is good. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to rebase those units into here. Okay, and that lightning raid went relatively well. We're also going to add a puppet war goal onto Norway, because I don't necessarily want it to be too horrendous. We want it to be relatively straightforward for occupation. Okay, that's fine with me, and yeah, it's a shame. So I know not to bother with espionage in other campaigns now against Denmark and Norway, because it's just not possible to get them. Couple of interesting ones there, that's good. Now, I would love to get Finland in. That will be kind of a key next move. Now we're going to rebase you down to there. And we did get our units in. Now, what I'm going to do, which is a little bit cheeky, is I'm going to rebase these guys to here. And then nope, I don't want to load you in. No, nothing like that, please. Now, the question is, do we need to do an attack up to there? I'm going to say no for now. Cavalry division. I don't see that being an immediate concern. Yeah, off we go. Now it would be great to get this done in, like, I don't know, a couple of days. Now that Marine division is holding up quite a few units. Road network, very good. And yeah, we want to get support submarine, increase those ranges. Not that range is an immediate concern, because we have got the range on quite a lot of these units. But the key thing for these guys is that they are holding them down. How long until you can attack again? 57 hours. Not bad. Now, do we have range with you up to here? We don't. Would our mediums? The mediums might. They don't, but they're not far off. They do have range to there, so we will ground attack with them in that spot there to lend a bit of a helping hand. Now the key thing will be, can we sneak? They're going a little bit far out of the way, but fine. It's going to be all about speed. Right, artillery unit, yep, very good. Industrial efficiency, radios. Right, and we can get all of our submarine tech upgraded, which is good. Does look like we are beating them back, kind of, in the areas that we're wanting to. Okay, damage control and fire control, both of those are worth getting. And there are a few escort techs, 41 level, that we can think about. Frigates would be good, because we're going to be dealing with a spam. They need to be at 95%, so yeah, they're a little far away, but they'll be okay. And these guys are definitely doing their job. And then the question becomes, can you guys, yeah, help ground attack in that position there? Because we need a breakthrough. And is that the one? Aha! Lovely. So we've completed our surround now of this area, which is good, and also we'll have taken the French down a little bit, which is doubly nice. Take that. So their possessions kind of falling into our hands in the overseas areas is having an impact on their national unity up to 10%. So that will benefit us substantially. Right, and yes, invading Viking Bank. Okay, I'm going to move these guys down here, and then I'm going to move these guys up to here. Then I'm going to immediately begin a ground attack there. And they need to be at 95%, what are their maximum? Well, where are we at? We're still a fair amounts away. Right, tank destroyer. 42, sure. Hydrophone, 40. Love it. Yep, transport ship hull. Let's get that going. And we've got a nice rounding now. We can do another tech, because we just want to keep it about 10 officers, you know, that 10 level for leadership allocation. God, words are hard. We are slowly breaking through. I want to do it before this Marine Division kicks the bucket, to be honest. Okay, so we did manage to sink a fair amount of units there. Now, I'm surprised that the British response has been this kind of average. I was expecting slightly more. Alright, so then what we're going to do at this point is we're going to launch an airborne assault over to there. And that's going to finish the job. Now, the question is... Nope, they are still in the fight. Okay, well. Well, that calls for some interesting thoughts. So... And what I'm going to do is we are going to attempt an invasion towards Narvik. Now, I have no idea what will be waiting for us up there. From here to up here, how far is it? What's the range? 600... 67. No, so you can't make it. So naval is going to be the way that we're going to have to do it. Right, Raider. Off you trot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send... How far north can you go? Not as far as that, but we can rebase you to here, and then that will significantly increase your range. We want to get out of the kind of these areas here. Let's make sure we play it moderately safe. Okay, so we've got a bomb tech that just finished. Infantry radio communications is worth getting. And we're onto, there's some cruiser and capital ship techs that we can think about getting now. And I will do an energy trade with Argentina, sure. We've got a bit of an outpost kind of over there now. So, just looking at what we'll be facing, there's a fair amount of... I mean, this isn't a particularly difficult province, but these two might have a little bit of difficulty with. But we'll see. We've got a real grip on this part of the world now. So, and I should say, beginning to work on the neutrality of Colombia and Peru. And Nicaragua. Because all of them are definitively in our sphere of influence. So a little bit of encouragement, this might help them. Frederick Sand. No, I think... Ah, right, yeah, that's fine. We can afford that. That's not the end of the world. Right then. Please, for the love of God, get up to Narvik. And we're going to take these slightly beaten up units here to go help. Now, these are very quick, it must be said. At least quick for landing forces. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if we had the battleships built that are in the production queue at the moment, but They're nearly done. Okay, we can build the next level of battleship class. I'm going to build that down a little bit. So, yeah, 1940 there. So we're up to 90 on the old recruitment drive, which is good. Okay, and that's about as far north as they can go. Now I feel like our defensive arrangement is pretty good. Students got dug in defensive positions. And I feel like we will have Denmark dealt with relatively quickly. They've actually held out a lot better because they've got obviously quite good defensive like positions. They've only got a national unity of 21%, so I mean, if we can take these provinces here, that should do the job. Okay, and we've got a 5% chance to reinforce, so you might provide a little bit of support. And I can see, yeah, Norwegian command over there. And no combat. Well, there is a bit of combat. Ah, shit. Bloody British units. Okay, so let's bring them north. Okay, and then we've got supply and Air Force HQ, which we can let run. These are all at 42. Ah, but those capital ship ones need doing. Okay, fire ship control computer, very good. And then we're back on to like Blitzkrieg and some of our doctrinal stuff, where we've actually got a relatively good foothold in some of them now. Does look like we've got some level of victory over here. It's annoying that Narvik needs to be taken in order to achieve kind of the goal over here. And I can see that we've got the kind of Low Countries invasion as well on the to-do list. So let's get that going. So Felgarb, case yellow. Make sure that our units are all ready to go. Oh, you don't even have a commander, that's not good. Okay, and the 10th, yeah, we want to put you into there. Leave the garrisons behind, but move up the infantry. And then the key thing will be to ground attack in all of the important areas across the front. So these 3 provinces. Let's just make sure that we don't get any last minute surprises. And yeah, we'll pay the money. Artillery factories, assault guns, build Vomag. Okay, I'm seeing kind of victories all across the front here. In fact, we'll actually take the list's infantry group that way. And we'll take these guys to try and cut off things relatively quick. Right, let's ground attack immediately the one next to it. Okay, we'll get rid of you. Yes, and that's the attack that Rashnik is dealing with there. They're funneling a lot of troops into it. I would say somewhat unnecessarily. Right, there goes an attack on Oslo. And the key thing will be doing an extra invasion. Now, we might lose all of our crappy coastal battleships, but we will make it work. And yeah, this looks like we're going to break through there. And yeah, let's get those guys involved as well. Kepler can lead the attack. So if we can take Hasselt, that would be extremely useful, because Hasselt, we could outflank the Liège position from there. Okay, so we got a payment received. That's a good attack. Now, the key thing will be, can we... Yeah, it does look like we can push through, which is good. They've got a nationality of 76%. Now, where is the majority? So they don't have any there. They've got 1, they've got 5, 5, 5, 10, 5. What do they have elsewhere? So they've got an absolute load in the Middle East. So no point putting a kind of thing on these guys because they're slippery. Schwerpunkt Doctrine. And do they show as being in the Allies? I'm assuming that they do at this point. Yes, they do. And, oh, huge news and politics. I think we will do that. Let's keep that building on up. Right then. So 7 hours and then von Bock. So we've already got Woodrig and Guer von Schwachenberg going in. Von Wyk as well. That is good. breakthrough is definitely working out here. Now, we've got motorized units both there and there, but they're slower than everything else. So what we will do is we've got garrisons there, we've got infantry to hold things down. Let's take all of the panzers and immediately move forwards. Let's take some of the infantry onwards, and then let's take you and you. Now we're launching an immediate counterattack kind of into here because we want to surround, if we can, these units. There's a small counterattack going on here, but looks like we will deal with it. A little bit of infantry support. The 101st von Thoma is one of our quickest units. And that's going to slow down all of our physics research is going to get slowed down by that event, which is not good. And agriculture just finished. We're doing Sverpunkt there. Let's get armored spearhead, ground attack. Liaison. And that provides a little bit more into officers. Okay, and I can see that our units are moving on up. Our infantry units are the quickest. Let's get over the Sudan River position. Because we want to try and make for the Calais area if we can. And our extra kind of units are now getting into position. Yep, and we are landing on the edges. That attack at Venlo is going well. This is not going quite so well as a battle, but we can make it work. Okay, so they've got some pretty effective defenses around there. The Liège-Namur position is an effective hard point. AI's still got a lot of troops over there. You know, in the space of a week, we've done the push that we wanted. With von Thoma moving into Eindhoven. Jaeger units are moving into this area here, so we'll have taken out the British influence in this part of the world. Right. Now this now looks a little bit more favourable over here. So, well, we're being attacked in Oslo, but we've won it. Yeah, and we're supporting that there. Okay, we're beating back what is known as a Polish Independent Brigade. They are mountain units, so They must have gotten out of Poland somehow. Ah, and some lovely British techs. I love ground battle plans, so any techs that we get there are always helpful. Okay, so you're a motorized unit, so are you, so are you. And we want to, yeah, provide a little bit of support there. And then the question becomes, how do we want to move you? I would say just literally straight over. In 10 hours you can attack again. And the key thing will be just to kind of surround our enemies' positions. Okay, good. That's what we wanted. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of the panzers out of here. And I'm going to move them to exploit this breakthrough. Then I'm going to move around this hard point with these units. And we're going to move you around there. Very good. This is what we like. Okay, we just got a majorly good battle there done. Let's happy with this. I want to just take our house. And where's this battle at? Well, it's nearly there. Been a fight and a half, but it looks like it's nearly there. AFE weapons of 42, attritional warfare, artillery flexibility, rolling artillery barrages. There's nothing I really want to get on there at the moment, but in air techs, sure. Infantry is moving up nicely in that direction. And our tanks, it does kind of appear that we've overtaken some infantry in this part of the world. And, oh, my hearties, I think I'm about to see the end of a certain nation in the far north here. Perfect. So, we got a Norwegian puppet now, which is what we wanted. So, happy days. We can get those guys back home, those Marines. And we want to get logistical warfare focus. But no, that is really helpful because that means we can get all of these units back home. But we were able to do that relatively well. It's actually been more of a problem taking out the bloody Danes, which is somewhat shocking. Now, if I was to, yeah, bring those guys back around, that might actually be helpful. Okay, so yeah. Got some units over there trying to hold on to their colonial possessions, but that's not going to get them anywhere. interesting attack pattern, it must be said. And got an immediate attack ability over here. Can't attack for another 16 hours, but we can get kind of moving. Okay, we've got the nice neat surround going over here, which is saying something. I wish they'd stop counterattacking, to be completely honest with you, but hey, that's a part of how things work. And God, they're worried about the Italians. Holy shit. That is a lot of units on that Italian border. And yeah, they're up to... They are not in a good spot. Right, we can move you guys back now. Might only need to take kind of a couple of provinces. We might not even need to worry about Copenhagen at the rate we're going. Apparently we won the Battle of Oslo. Ah, it's because there was some bloody French. Oh, okay. We are... Yeah, you're a member of us. Yeah. 42% towards victory. Haramimbo, we're going to leave you behind, we're going to let you move in, you're going to stay here. And then the rest of these guys are going to move on up. Having achieved pretty much everything that we wanted. And I assume that these guys... Yeah, the 22nd, so not long. That is good. We've got this guy here, lovely madam, who is attempting to do some sort of a counterattack. Right, we're going to take the 10th and take that rail junction, but otherwise we're going to move all of these units. We have the 5th Panzer to go. We'll leave the 13th behind. Should help us pretty drastically. Yeah, being attacked from multiple angles, never good. Have done the job for the most part, and we haven't lost that many units yet. Like overall, this is not too bad. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Okay, so we've taken out Denmark now, which is good. So we can turn our attentions wholly towards the Western Front. And we want a relatively straightforward victory here if we can get it. When the time comes, we want to try and do a kind of immediate counterattack. They've been throwing units into the meat grinder. Keep keeps on happening at over there, which is not good. Okay, we've got another 2, so we could get the CAS one improved. Okay, yeah, I see a second division there. Interesting that they do have so many units on the Italian border. Infantry are very neatly kind of handling that now. And we think Hefman will break through there, which is good. Okay, not great terrain, it must be said. We're going to attempt to move on Dunkirk and create a surround movement along those kinds of lines. Yeah, I can see that there are some units over here that need to be dealt with, but not a huge amount. Still nothing in the Middle East. The French, up to 17%. Intelligence-wise, are we doing anything with them? We're not. We could just do a little bit of disrupt national unity, just to really put the hammer in. And the 1st and 2nd Panzer are going to be the ones that are going to lead this. Let's surround and destroy these areas. Good. We let them attack us. They cause themselves problems. And now we've got panzers rushing into the rear lines, which is what we wanted. Now, Sweden wants to do an energy trade with us. Frontline target focus, nothing wrong with that. And we could, with these units here, just make sure that that goes our way, and aha! That was all it took. So that's not too bad at all. Okay, so much for Liège. Right. Next up, we're going to do ground attack with these units. And we're going to do ground attack there with those, just to lend a little bit of additional support. Installation security. There's a load of 41 ones there that we need to take off. Okay, pilot training. All of those are worth getting. And Yep, sure, Norway. We'll take some fuel from you. Greatly appreciated. Right. Just want to kind of hold that Dunkirk position. First Panzer, who's quicker? No, you're all back the same. But we can get you to do a support attack there. First Panzer is led by Kirchner. Okay, superiority. We might not have a massive air force, but I do want it to be kind of the most effective that it can be. And I see us slowly doing that and building it up. Move on to done. 10th Panzer can head that way. As can that motorized unit and the LS AH. We're going to launch an immediate attack around the front. And I don't care if that attack on kind of Oslo doesn't make a lot of sense. Like 2 Panzers should easily be able to handle this at Dunkirk. One foam is struggling a tiny bit. Okay, a victory at Châteauroy and Philippeville. Now, once we break through here, this will pretty much undo their entire frontage. We'll have pretty much wrecked them in their entirety. I'm probably going to put a split in the episode here. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 11.3.5. Thanks again. Bye-bye.